Hello everyone, it's Julie here, Big Lakes Dodge. Today I'll be showing you this 2025 Dodge Durango GT Plus with all-wheel drive. It has the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 engine, 8-speed automatic transmission. For headlamps, we got some automatic high beam headlamps. So they will dim, like if you have your high beams on and you're on the highway and it knows that a vehicle's coming at you, it will dim automatically. Then for our low beams, we got LED auxiliary, what do they call it? LED auxiliary low beam headlamps and turn signals. So there's a quick look at that. It is frostbite pearl on the outside. For wheels, it doesn't say on my little sheet here, but let's have a look. For wheels, we have 20-inch wheels on here. We'll have a quick look at the interior. Oh, one thing I want to mention is our mirrors are folding, but they don't have the power folding option. What they are is they're breakaway mirrors, so if ever you run into something, they will fold up instead of snapping right off. We got the proximity keyless entry, as you can tell by the button here. As long as the keys are within 5 feet, it will unlock, and then you press this button there to lock it. I do have the keys inside the vehicle, so I was not going to show you that right now. If I were to press it, I would have to press it 3 times, and then I'd lock the key in the vehicle, which I don't want to do right now, so we'll spare ourselves that trouble. For our door, we got our door pockets, power locks, power windows, this little nook here, some red accent stitching, which also is up on the dash here, just to help it look extra fancy. In our glove compartment, we have our owner's manual, which is still sealed, so owner's handbook, our what is this, consumer information possibly, a cool little red pouch with the little Durango sign on it, and then your Sirius XM information. So all of that's located in your glove box with extra room for your gloves. It is felt lined. We'll close that up. For seats, we got leather face bucket seats. They do have the red accent stitching on them, as well as the Durango badging. They're heated and vented, as well as powered in the front row. So both of these seats are powered for the adjustments with our lumbar support. I believe this is a 4-way lumbar support. What else can I mention? Power seats. Oh, floor mats. We got carpet floor mats in here. Got this little nook. You could probably, I would say that'd be good for throwing your charger in when you want to unplug it so your cords aren't flying around. You could stick your charger in there. But there's a quick look at the interior with our sunroof. And then we'll go on into the back. We'll have a look back here. So it does have the 3rd row seating. So in the middle, we got our bench seat. It's a 40-60 split bench. Manual adjustments. So you pull this. Oh, I think I just broke my nail. I did. That's so unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna be sad now. So it folds up. You pull that lever there, which, careful if you have long nails. And then there's our bench seat, and then we can have a look at our back seat. So we have 2 seats in the back. That's our back, our 3rd row seating. They're all leather faced with the red stitching. Then we got one single cup holder over here and one over there. You only get 1 drink each if you're sitting in the back. Got carpet floor mats throughout. We'll lift this back up. We also have the child seat anchor latch system for those with kiddos, which if you're buying this vehicle, most likely you have kiddos. The door's closing on me. Okay, and then we have the cup holders that pull down in the middle. So if you are in the 3rd row, you have your door pockets, which have cup holders there. Then we also have the cup holders that pull down in the middle. So you can have 2 drinks possibly. 3 if you're really greedy with the cup holders. But we'll close this up. The headrests are adjustable, so this one pulls up a bit more, can go back down. And then in our center console here, we have some USB and some USB-C ports. No, I lied. There's just USB ports. And then an outlet as well, which is a 115 volt outlet. We do have the 2 seats in the 2nd row heated. So if you were to press this one, that would be this. Let me move this. That would be this bucket seat. The other side is that bucket seat. The middle is not heated. But you can have 2 heated seats in the back as well. And then you have your vents. This just controls the airflow. So that's what we got back here. Then we have our back seat pockets, which you can throw a book, magazine. Ooh, I'm bleeding. Okay. Book, magazine, iPad, I don't know, something of that sort. And we also have our temperature control up here, which has our temperature, our different modes, and then our fan settings. So that's for the back area. So it has tri-zone. Your driver can have a different setting, passenger can have a different setting, and this entire back area, y'all have to have the same setting, but you can have a different setting than those in the front. So those are our options for our climate control. Lots of interior lights, and then our vents back here as well. Yeah, that's about it to talk about back here. So we'll close this up, we'll go on into the back. What can I mention back here? There were, ooh, I don't know if I can do this with my, okay, I'm gonna show you now. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm a fool. Okay, so we have the hitch receiver on here. I'm just gonna unclip this little plastic panel here, if I can do it one-handed. I just got a little thing for holding my videos, so I'm not using it currently. I still need to figure out how to use it. But when I do, my goodness, this shakiness, you guys are gonna be so thankful for it because my videos are no longer gonna be shaky. So there's this plastic panel that comes off. Then we have our hitch receiver. It doesn't say on here, I believe, what kind of hitch receiver it is. No, it does not. So I'm just gonna assume it's a class 4 hitch receiver. I don't know how to tell that yet, so if I'm wrong, please forgive me. I will learn in due time. Then we have our 4-pin and our 7-pin wiring harness. So that's just for your trailer brakes or your trailer lights when you're hooking it up. But that's what's hidden under this plastic panel there. So I'm gonna try my best to put this back on. It was difficult with 2 hands when I did it originally, so I really don't have much faith here. But let me just try to put that back up there. If you have 2 hands, it'd be a bit easier. No guarantees that it's a lot easier, but it'll be a bit easier with 2 hands. Okay. This video is just gonna be watching me struggle. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put, it has little pins. I don't know if I can show it. These little pins here. So those are how you lock it back into place. Just gonna lock those up. All right. Like it never happened. Then we have our parking sensors on the back. So those are our rear parking sensors. They have a little your park assist system. So when you get too close to something, so say I were standing right here and the parking sensors were on, it would beep to let you know that I'm too close. I believe it can sense up to 48 inches back, which is about, I want to say 2 feet. Is that what it is? No, that's way off. 4 feet? It'd be 4 feet away. So it can sense up to 4 feet away. But once the object that's close to you is within a foot away, it'll tone lock. So it'll just beep constantly instead of just a beep, 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 beep. It'll go beep to let you know that it's simply too close. Durango badging, cute little symbol. All right, back here we have a power lift gate, which you saw me open up. This is how we close that back up, but I'm not going to do that just yet. We got to look in this little hidden compartment here. So we got some storage space. This little thing is just where you access your spare tire. So you'd use your tire rod and go ahead and use that to crank down your spare tire, which is located underneath. I didn't even show it while I was under there, so hopefully I remember to show you when I'm done back here. And then in this compartment here, you have to do both of these and push them down, which I definitely cannot. Oh, I could do it one-handed. And we have our jack located in there. Oh my goodness. Nothing but a struggle. Okay, there we go. So that's your jack compartment, and then just some extra space, which is really nice to have. If you're doing a grocery haul, you can put your bread or your eggs down there so they're not going to get smushed. Then we have these little hooks. So if you want to tie down your cargo back here, it's got these little hooks. You can put a ratchet strap across and tie down whatever's back here so it's not going to fly around. These little compartments, you can throw your windshield washer fluid or something in there. For our back row seats, they do fold down, which, oh god, I don't know if I can do this with my broken nail. Okay, wait. There we go. All right, so you just pull this lever. It folds down the headrest, which you can see has disappeared on us. You push that down, and nice and flat. There you go. So you can see how much space we have once those go down. Putting them back up is really simple. All you do is pull this. They come right back up. And then it has a little Velcro thing there. So that way you can tuck those away. It'll be nice and neat again. You just pull your headrest back up and it's good as new. Just look at that. When it is folded down, we do have those little hooks on either side. That's just, you know, if you're hauling a dresser or something like that, it's nice to tie it down so you're not scared it's gonna fly around in there. But you know what? It's there. Okay, so there's a look at our back interior. We're gonna close this up here. I don't know that I have much else to talk about back here. Heavy duty 4-wheel anti-lock disc brakes. Already talked about the mirror. No, most of it's in the front, so we'll move along. One thing I did not mention that I could mention while I'm out here, we have the black roof rails. If you want to tie something down up there on your roof rails, boom, you have that option. All right, back here, door pockets, your little nook there, power windows, back seat pocket, which you could throw a book, magazine, iPad, carpet floor mats, basically all the same good things I talked about over there, but I'm showing you on this side now. And then I'm going to be extra careful this time around. There we go. There's our seat all folded down. So all the seats can come down at once. I don't know what else to say besides that, but they do all come down. Would create a fairly flat surface. This one doesn't go completely flat, but it's flat enough that if you were wanting to haul a full-size dresser, you could definitely do that. Just make sure to tie it down with those little hooks that I pointed out earlier. That's about it. Yeah, we talked about everything. So we'll go on in the front. There's so much more to talk about up here. So remote keyless entry, proximity entry. Does have remote start as well. I'll show that on the key in a minute here. For our powered seats for the driver's side, we do have the driver memory setting, which is really nice. So as you can see here, it's kind of set to my setting, which is kind of a little bit too far pulled in. If you have long legs, you're going to want to move that back. If you're switching between drivers with short legs and long legs, this is going to come in really handy, because then instead of having to stand here and go like this and wait for that to go, all you do is click your driver memory setting and it'll go adjust accordingly without you having to fiddle with it. It'll also remember your radio stations and your mirror settings too, I believe. This is for your power windows, power locks, your power mirrors, which for folding are not powered. Oh, my nail. Okay, and then for our mirrors, along with being powered, so power adjustment right there, you can see that we can adjust those through here. They also have the heated mirror function and the blind spot monitoring on them. So when someone is in your blind spot, I believe it's up to 10 feet behind you and 1 lane over, that little triangle there will light up orange. It'll also give you a chime just to alert you that someone is in your blind spot. My goodness. What else can I say about that? It will extend, if you are pulling a trailer, it will extend the trailer detection. So when you're making your turns with your trailer, the vehicle kind of learns how big the trailer is, and it'll adjust your blind spot accordingly. So it'll also light up for your trailer as well. You can adjust the settings so that way it either does the light or the chime or none of them. But those are adjustable. For the heated mirror function, all you do is turn on your window defroster, and that'll turn on your heated mirror function as well. So that's nice when it's raining, mirrors are fogging up, or if there's a little bit of frost on them. Just helps get rid of that. Headlamps, the headlamp controls are right here. Like I mentioned before, we do have the automatic high beams. Door pockets, that's our, what is it called? Park brake. My goodness, I can't think because of my little, see, oh my gosh, I should not be complaining during this video, but like, look at that. Oh, tragic. Okay, moving on, enough about me. Let's look at our steering wheel here. So I believe this is vinyl. I don't think it's leather. Pretty sure this is vinyl wrapped. We have our voice recognition, which when you hold that, it should pop up here. Come on. Okay, it's gonna make me seem crazy, I guess. So your voice recognition should pop up. You can use that to do the voice commands. Just so that way you're not having to manually press everything while you're driving. You can use your voice recognition instead. Call answer, call end. This controls your driver information screen, which on this Durango, it's actually in the middle of your speedometer there, which I'll show you in a second. But let's quickly go over our cruise control. So this is your regular cruise control. Works as a regular cruise control would. I'll assume that you all know what cruise control is. This one is our adaptive cruise control. So what that is it sets the distance from the vehicle ahead of you. So you can go ahead and adjust that there. So when you are getting too close, like it'll have the sensors, and when you're getting too close, it'll actually apply the brakes, so that way you don't slam into the person ahead of you. But of course, that doesn't replace an attentive driver. You do still have to pay attention. That just kind of assists you. Over here, let's look at our driver information screen. So we'll look up close there. We're gonna scroll down. So we have our vehicle information, which shows our tire pressure, which are uneven at the moment, coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, oil pressure, oil life, battery voltage, and then back to our tire pressure. Continuing scrolling down, we have our driver assist system. So this is our adaptive cruise control. Right now, I do have it on. If I turn it off, it'll show up there as well. The lane sense is if... it'll show your lane sense up here too. So we do have a little sensor behind our rear view mirror there. It detects the lane markings on the road. When you are going outside of your lane markings, it will provide some, what is it called? Steering assist. So it'll steer you back into your lane. You can override that by either turning on the turn signal, which will let you go outside of your lane markings, or you can just turn off that setting in your infotainment center over here, which I'll show you how to get to that in a second. But I just want to finish up here. So it does have the lane sensing. What else can I mention about that? Like it's just something to keep in mind, because it does take you off guard if you're not prepared for it. Scrolling down, fuel economy, you can see our average fuel economy there. And then just gives you 2 pages for that. Do I know why? I don't know. Okay, and then we have our trip information, so you can track your trip A or trip B. That just shows you your average fuel economy, your distance that you can make on your fuel, and the trip time, so how long you spent on that trip. This one's your start-stop, so it does have the start-stop system engaged. You can turn that off right here, and then it'll show up there. But what that does is that turns your engine off when you are stopped at a stoplight or in stop and go traffic for too long. It'll turn your engine off. That's supposed to save you fuel and cut back on emissions. If you're not in the city too often, it really doesn't save you much. So you can turn that off if you don't like it. You can leave it on to save a little bit of fuel. All right, continuing scrolling down, got our trailer tow information, so you can see the trailer distance. Tracks your trailer trip, so that's nice, because if you are hauling your trailer throughout the summer and you know you're gonna have to replace your brakes after so many kilometers, it just helps you keep track of that. And then we also have our trailer brake, which you can monitor the gain there. So your trailer brake controller is actually right here below your start stop. When you are adjusting that, it's nice to keep track of how much gain you've put, so you can look at that there. It's a nice easy spot to monitor it. Then we have our audio, so whatever's playing on your audio will show up here just to show you what's playing. Stored messages, that would be if it says low tire pressure or check engine or key fob blow, something like that. It'll store that message here so you can view it later on. Screen setup, so this screen is adjustable. It has different areas that, let's see, left, right, current gear. You can kind of just adjust those to be whatever information that you want handy. So like we have our compass, our temperature, all of those are adjustable, which you can set to how you would like them to be. And then we're back at our speedometer. So it's always on kilometers per hour. If you click OK, it will switch to miles per hour. And all you do is click OK to switch it back. So that's our driver information screen and our beautiful steering wheel here. It does have the paddle shifters. Keep that in mind. It will throw you off if you're driving down the highway and you bump those on accident and it's in the wrong gear. So just keep in mind that those are there. Don't bump them. If you're scared of bumping them, it does have the option to turn that off in here, I believe. So if we go into vehicle settings, let me see, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. There we go. In safety and driving assistance, so you can disable the paddle shifters. Paddle shifters disable or enable the use of steering wheel paddle switches for shifting in manual mode. So when you're in manual mode, you'll be switching your gears. You can disable them so you don't have to use the paddle shifters. While we're here, let's also look at our automatic emergency braking, which works with our forward collision warning. It'll apply the brakes if you're getting too close to anything. And then the sensitivity of that forward collision warning, so how quickly, like how far you'll have to be for it to enable. Then our lane sense, that's our lane sense warning. It kind of just shows you there. Set the distance, sets which distance the steering wheel will provide feedback for potential lane departures. So you can adjust the settings for that, how early it'll warn you. Lane sense strength, let's see. So what I'm doing is there's this little eye there, or if you click it, it'll tell you more. Oh my goodness. It'll tell you more about that feature. Sets the strength of the steering wheel feedback for potential lane departures. So there you go, that's our lane sense and the settings that we can adjust through there. Park sense, you can have it if it sounds only or it does the sound and display. Front park sense volume, rear park sense volume, how loud it'll beep at you. If it has the brake assist enabled or not. Your blind spot alert, so if it does the lights or the light and the chime. Electric power steering default. Let me see. Change standard power steering mode. Choose from comfort, which is low effort, to sport mode, most effort. Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Paddle shifters and hill start assist. So those are all our settings, but not only do we have the settings for the safety and driving assistance, we have the settings for your profile, so for your driver profile, your phone and Bluetooth if you want 2 phones enabled or not, if you want it to be do not disturb while you're driving, your navigation, so the sounds, how it sounds, you can adjust how your navigation sounds, different warnings, all that good stuff. Almost everything's customizable in here, so it's good to play with the settings, find out which things you like. Sometimes you don't know you want it different until you try it out, so play around with those settings, find out exactly how you like it set. But what else we have on here is our home screen. So these widgets are customizable. Right now we have it on our navigation and our audio, but you can adjust those. So say I don't like my audio being up here, god damn it. Okay, so we can do seats and steering wheel. So if I wanted to have my seats and steering wheel, heated seats and steering wheel, right here to quickly access, you can set those. But the only thing with doing that is that we do also have this little shortcut here, which you can access those by. It does have the vented seats as well, so that shortcut's really handy. It does your climate control right there. We do also have a whole page for comfort, which has your climate control in there, your heated and vented seats, your heated steering wheel, your window defrosters, AC, air circulation, all that good stuff for the front, and then another page for the rear as well. You can lock it up here so that way they can't mess with it back there. I'm going to turn that on, different modes, fan settings, and then the temperature. Media, we have AM and FM radio, Sirius XM radio, your Bluetooth, and you can also connect through USB, USB-C port, or auxiliary port. So all those options are there. Our presets are down at the bottom for your favorite radio stations. Let's say that this Bluesville is one of my absolute favorite radio stations. All I do is hold, and it'll set that radio station right there for you. Navigation, we have our map here. The nice thing about the integrated navigation is it will show you the nearest gas stations and the prices of that, with the connected services. You can also like look for certain amenities. It'll show your next turn, of course, and it also shows up on your cluster as well, I believe. So if you have the navigation, it'll show up there just to show you which turn to do next. Phone is where you connect your Bluetooth. You can also connect your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. If you do have that enabled, this little phone symbol will switch to your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay. And the nice thing about that is that it'll have the interface of your phone. So it'll have all of your apps and everything that feels familiar from your phone onto this screen, so that way you can access it easily. Vehicle, we already kind of went through the vehicle settings. In controls, we have our third row headrest fold, which honestly I don't know why, but you click that and those ones at the very back will fold down. Then we have our rear view camera. When you press that, it'll show our rear view camera there. We also have the active guidelines, so if I were to turn the steering wheel, the active guidelines turn with it, and it has that little dotted line in the middle to line up your hitch. Then our apps, so it has everything that the vehicle has right here. You can just switch through those. Moving downwards, we have our manual controls for our climate control, all of those different controls there. Heated seats, vented seats, heated steering wheel, the temperature adjustments, the fan settings in the middle, volume, tuning, modes, air circulation, AC. Then we have the auto start stop, sport mode, which makes your accelerator pedal more touchy, and I believe switches how you shift, so it just makes it more sporty. It has more zip to it. It's nice to try sport mode at least once if you have it. Eco mode, I believe that saves you fuel. I need to look more into that, but eco mode, I hope you know what that does, because I need to learn more. Traction control, parking sensors, and then your lane assist. So it is currently off. When it's lit up, that means it's off. When I press it, it'll show on the driver information screen that that is turned on. Below that, we have our USB and USB-C ports, auxiliary port, as well as a wireless charger. So this cool little rectangle there is our wireless charger. It has a little wireless charging symbol there. So all you do is set your phone here. This little light will light up blue, I believe. I know it lights up. I don't know if it's blue. I think it's blue. And then your phone will start charging. Do not set your key on there. I can't remember what it does. I think it interferes with the signal of the key. Speaking of the key, I'll show you quickly that we have our remote entry, remote start, and the tailgate release, or lift gate. It's a lift gate. Then also the panic button, which sets your alarm off. That's nice if you're ever, I don't know, someone's hassling you, being sus around your vehicle. You can scare them off with that alarm. Then we have our cup holders, little nook here. This is kind of where I had the key set. It's a good spot for it. And then our gear shifter, which you do have to press this in order to shift. Got our manual mode on there, as well as our regular driving gears. What else can I mention? Just having a quick look at my sheet here. Rain sensing windshield wipers. So behind here, I think it's just above the sensor for the lane assist. We do also have a sensor for the rain sensing windshield wipers. Your wipers do have to be on, so if they're off, they're not going to come on automatically. You do have to set it to the on mode, so you have to have them on in some form. And then once rain hits that little sensor that we have up there, it just wipes away the rain automatically. I think that's about it. I feel like that might be everything. Rain brake support, so if you're braking in the rain, it has extra support for that. This is a Uconnect 5 system with a 10.1-inch display. You do get a year free with Sirius XM of the purchase of a brand new vehicle. Ooh, universal garage door opener. So that's in the middle here, these three lines. What that does is it's basically a universal home remote, so you can connect that to your garage door, which is a fairly simple process. You can also connect that to your home lights, your home security system, a gate if you have it. So this can do all of that, so that we don't have to have three different remotes. You can have one and just press it and, you know, have those things from here instead of having to fiddle with other remotes. And we have our lift gate release, our interior lights here. This one controls your, what is that called? Sunroof. These control your sunroof there if you want to vent it or open it up. The shade is a manual shade though, so you do have to pull that open and closed. But the sunroof itself, adjustable through there. Then we have our sunglasses holder, our rear view mirror, which has the SOS and the assist buttons on there. SOS will call the emergency services. Assist will call roadside assistance, which will send help if you're ever stranded on the side of the road and need help. It does call your phone, so you do need to answer the call afterwards in order to talk to them about it. If you don't answer the SOS call, they do send the emergency services to your location, I believe. What else can I go over? I think that's it. I really think that's it. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll wrap this up. We're already half an hour in. Here's one more final look at the interior. And then one more look at the exterior. And then if you have any questions or you want to take it for a test drive, feel free to give us a call here at Big Lakes Dodge. We're always happy to help. See you in the next one.